Canada's co-prime minister, Jagmeet Singh, put the House in stitches. Have a look.
When I'm prime minister, I will keep my promises. Now, another promise, let me try again.
That, of course, is NDP leader Jagmeet Singh, suggesting that when he becomes prime minister, MPs couldn't help themselves. They were buckled over with laughter, laughed at him for over a minute about whether or not he would ever become prime minister. Now, we know with this deal that the NDP has signed with the Liberals, we talk about it basically being a coalition government. Singh is the co-prime minister. But it's just laughable to think of him actually having the job. I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Brian Lilley and Jamil Jivani. Okay, I know it's a little poking fun at the leader of the NDP, but I mean, we've talked about why the NDP just doesn't sort of capitulate and say, okay, Liberals, just take us over. You've got us. We've got this deal on the table anyway.
Well, Adrienne, I was watching Question Period when that happened the other day, and it took Singh 3 attempts to stand up and get that question out.
Now we know that there's some people in this chamber that like the number 3. So when I'm prime minister, I will keep my promise.
Because the first time, that's the clip you played there, people just kept laughing and laughing. He stood up, tried again. Laughter ensues again. You know, everyone can't believe that he stood up and said, when I'm prime minister, I'll keep my promise, and say, no, you're not going to be prime minister. But yeah, the NDP signed this deal, this Axis of Weasels coalition deal with the Liberals, and they're getting no benefit from it. The by-election we just had in Mississauga Lakeshore, I believe the NDP fell below 5% of the vote. Now, that's not an NDP stronghold, but below 5%, that is appalling for them. And they're not doing well in national polls. You know, they've got this new dental plan. It's not really a dental plan. You get some cash and maybe you spend it on the dentist, maybe something else. I believe parents will spend it on kids. But, you know, Jagmeet Singh doesn't even get credit for that. He doesn't get credit for anything. Justin Trudeau takes all the credit, whether that's good or bad.
You know, it's sort of a same issue they're having on the provincial level, you know, particularly in Ontario, Jamil. They've got one name that's come forward to be the next leader of the NDP for the provincial government, for the opposition in Ontario. Sort of a not a great, a bit of an indictment on where the party itself is going and who is supporting them. And I think that part of what has happened is a Doug Ford, for example, or even a Pierre Poilievre, they are now perceived as the party that represents the working class, the working folks in Canada. I think a lot of the identity of the NDP is gone. It's either, you know, way far left to where it's untenable, or it's just liberal.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, I felt bad for Jagmeet Singh, seeing people laugh at, you know, him pretending he might be a leader of the country.
It's nice that you have the compassion to know.
but it is funny though, right? I mean, it's like Ringo Starr saying, when I'm the, you know, front man of the Beatles, or you, God, saying I'm the front man of the Wu-Tang Clan. It's like, you're not that guy. You've never played that role. You don't even want to pretend that you might. And that's the thing with Jagmeet Singh that's so puzzling, is that he has been so willing to play backseat to Justin Trudeau, to clearly make his party less relevant, to be less competitive, and then want to take credit and say, well, I'm doing this so that I can make deals with the Liberals, like Brian said, for all these legislative goals. But he doesn't even get credit for those either. I mean, it is a very emasculating experience I think he's had as leader of the NDP. And you're absolutely right, Adrienne, that they have completely left the battlefield when it comes to fighting for working and middle class families. When it comes to things like the carbon tax or other tax increases that we know are hurting working moms and dads, the NDP is completely on board with the Liberal plan, and it's the Conservatives who have come out and said, as you know, Pierre Poilievre has sort of gotten some heat over this week, that Canada is not working. And you know, Justin Trudeau can pretend that it's working, Jagmeet Singh can pretend that it's working, but the average family in this country knows when they go to pay their bills, when they go to fill up their gas tank, when they go to buy groceries, it's not working. So I think that Jagmeet Singh has made his party embarrassingly irrelevant. And I don't know how he comes back from that. To me, this is just the latest sign that he probably isn't going to be leader for much longer.
Well, when they're laughing at you, you've lost the plot. Log on to Facebook and Twitter. Let us know what you think, and go to thetorontosun.com to watch that video again and find more information on stories like this and coverage you will not find anywhere else.